nearby Niagara Falls as we are ready for our first semifinal of the day. Number 4 seed Fairfield, 12 wins, 16 losses overall. The Foxes 21 up and 6 down. Let's take a look now at today's starting lineups. They are brought to you by I Love New York. Come out and play in New York State. For Fairfield, McManus, Dash, a real good rebounder. She has to stay out of foul problems. Katie Hammer, Rice, the freshman, who has really given them some energy. And Ryan, another freshman, at a guard. For the Foxes, Kamara, Velarde, Keller, Vetter, and Kresge. Kresge was just named the co-defensive player of the year in the MAAC. Today's coaching matchup is brought to you by Anaconda Sports and The Rock. And today's coaches for the Stags of Fairfield, Diane Nolan. They're off to the right, 419 career wins, coaching her 729th game today. And for the Foxes, co-coach of the year in the MAAC this year, Brian Georges in his 3rd year. Remarkable success in 3 years' time. He has won 54 and dropped 33 and led Marist to the championship a year ago.
Well, I'll tell you, this Marist team has been so difficult for teams to beat. And when you look at the series history, Fairfield, of course, has had an enormous edge. But in the last meeting, in the last 2 meetings, it's been all Marist. So Fairfield has to find a way today, Dean, to really shut down a very strong Marist team who has known nothing but success in the last 3 seasons. The amazing thing about the Marist team is from day one, the very first game, they have stayed with the 5 starters that they began with. And there's no other team in the league that can say, we've gone with you the whole way. We're going to take you right to the finish. So, and this Fairfield team, on the other hand, has gone and mixed it up and matched until they found a winning combination.
They have never met in the MAAC playoffs before in all those previous 23 meetings, so it's the first time today they meet in the postseason. We are underway, and it's tapped to the backcourt. McManus leading the team in assists over her last couple years, transferred in from Boston College a few years back. That's Kathy Dash looking inside for Katie Hammer, and Keller for the clear. Fox is down with Kresge leading them at the points. He led the MAAC this year in assists, averaging 5.6 a game to Keller, and the Foxes with a quick 2-0 lead.
And Keller has had just an amazing season. She has improved so much this year. You know, last year, 6th player award, this year, 1st team all MAAC. But her success has translated into big numbers for Marist. She's done it all for them all season long.
That's Sabra Rice giving up now for a fellow freshman, Stephanie Ryan. McManus had 25 in the 1-point win against Siena yesterday afternoon. A game that went to overtime, and a mishandle there by Ryan.
What Fairfield can't do today, they can't give Marist the basketball without having them work for it, because Marist is such a good defensive team, they're going to get their chances anyway.
Foxes dropped their first 7 postseason games while they were in the MAAC, opening up in 1998. Since that time, they've won 4 of their last 5, beating Canisius in the championship a year ago. That's a 3 by Megan Vetter, who's had a good senior year. And a quick timeout from Diane Nolan's bench.
Well, I think that Diane Nolan realizes that if she lets this game get away, and if Marist gets in their comfort zone, there's no looking back. Fairfield's challenge in this game is to stay with them neck and neck through the half, and then in the second half go for broke. But if they allow Marist the double-digit lead early on, they're in serious trouble.
Megan Vetter knocking down her 45th triple of the season. There's Kristen Keller. Keller ranked to the top 10 in scoring and rebounding, and what a launch that time by Vetter.
She's a nice shooter, and you know, all of these Marist players are so multi-dimensional. They'll shoot the basketball, they'll play incredible defense, they'll rebound. They're very, very well coached, and they've been together on this court now 26 games. They're not going to give it away.
McManus out on the wing, played there by Vetter. She led him in scoring this year. Clear by Velarde, tipped out by McManus.
And you can see McManus's frustration. She so badly wants to take this to the next level and hasn't been able to as yet.
Foxes have knocked down their first 2 shots from Keller and Vetter, and they lead at 5-0. Kresge with Velarde out there, a local native out of the Poughkeepsie, New York market, where Marist is housed. That's Kresge. Won't shoot much, maybe 3 times a game. Steal by Katie Hammer. And Kresge cut her off at the pass. Got Velarde on a wing. Kamara's the trailer. And there's the foul.
And Dash picks the foul up. You know, in the last few games, Dash has been sitting on the bench watching her team play because she has a tendency to pick up early fouls. You see Hammerer coming down here. Probably a girl her size should have stopped the dribble, gotten the ball to the middle. The steal happens on the other end. Dash picking up the foul there. So it's one of the decisions that a team has to make. You know, everybody wants to do it, but you really have to rely on good judgment when you play the team that Marist is.
Fifi Kamara, transferring in from Genesee Community College, was the Region 3 Player of the Year last year, and a good find for them. In her first year at Marist, has another year of eligibility left. Stags looking for some production inside. And you can tell they want to try to get Kamara and possibly Keller in foul trouble themselves.
Well, you've got to take those two. If you take those two out of the equation, Marist is a good team, not a great team. If you keep those two on the court, I think they're awfully difficult to beat.
Inside they go. The Dash missing it. That foul earlier was charged to Velarde. And a jump ball. And the arrow gives it back to the Foxes.
And Fairfield's missed 4 straight shots, and that's the one thing that they didn't want to see happen. You know, they're taking the ball to the basket, just hasn't dropped to them.
Gretzky averaging 3 points a game. Her job is to run the ship and play good defense, which she's done very well here in her sophomore year. That's Velarde. Velarde on the year averaging us 3.7. The strength of this team is the front line production, and the deep one by Vetter doesn't count. Foul out on the wing.
And I think that Dash may have just picked up her second foul. And that is really a blow. You see it up at the top of the key. Dash tries to reach through, and, you know, she's going to get called for it. And I'll tell you what, that hurts the Fairfield squad. Dash, one of the seniors that is really needed by the Stags to take the next step.
The Dash just played 2 minutes and 47 seconds. There's Gretzky. And that's why she doesn't shoot the ball too much.
Well, most times, you know, this Marist team doesn't do things that they don't do well. So she's hidden it most of the season.
Stags still looking for their first bucket. McManus. Ryan. And Ryan using the window. Stephanie Ryan, a freshman out of Townsend, Maryland.
This Fairfield team has a couple of really nice-looking freshmen, and they've got some big people. They just haven't put it together this year.
Gretzky came up short. Here's Keller. Rice can really get down the court. Leading out McManus. Velarde, too much defense.
McManus is nothing but thinking about getting to the basket when she gets the basketball. Now remember, she's been able to get to, play the 2-guard a little bit more, score some more points.
Kathy Dash realizes this is the end of the line, senior, and now she's sitting on the bench, getting into foul trouble. 2:47 into the game. Hammer pounds it home, and it's 5-4 Marist. Gretzky looking for Velarde. Foxes winning 15 in a row. Kamara had it ripped by McManus off the knee of Kamara. 5-4, early going. We played 4 minutes and 4 seconds. Back to Buffalo after this. Welcome back to our semifinal today, featuring number 4 seeded Fairfield against the number 1 seed Marist. Early going, 5-4, and our third member of our broadcast crew, Dave McGarity, has a report for us.
Thanks a lot, Dean. This is a huge blow to Fairfield early in this game. Talking to Diane Nolan and her staff, they really need Kathy Dash in this game for more than just 20 minutes. She can't afford to sit out this half. She may have to go back in this half with 2 fouls, which could be very dangerous, but they need her to match up with Kamara. She's probably the only player on Fairfield's team that can really match up with her physically and stay with her, but 2 quick fouls is really trouble for them right now. So back to you guys.
Thanks, Dave. She picked him up 2:47 into the first half. And here's a foul on Gretzky. Fairfield, after getting down early 5-0 and missing their first 3 shots, have hit their last 2. And now they go to the free throw line.
And McMahon is smart enough when knowing that when she felt the contact, making it look like a shot. Because really it was a chuck at the basket. It wasn't a shot, but she's getting to the foul line. Very, very good foul shooter for 2 shots.
First one on Kresge, third on Marist. McManus, a very steady free throw shooter at 81%. 7th best in the MAAC on the year, averaging 14.4 per game. Kamara for the clear. Kamara's been quiet so far. Keller scored an early bucket for him.
I think Kamara, though, has a reputation of you forget where she is, and then all of a sudden she does something flat out spectacular.
Foxes turn it over once again. They've been struggling over the last minute and a half in that category. That's their 3rd turnover here in a ball game.
You know, Dean, we talked a little bit about this off camera, is Marist has not played, and Fairfield has the luxury of having played a game and getting some of those nerves put to rest. And you might see just the nervousness factor starting to play in for Marist right now.
That's for sure. Shannon Minard has checked in wearing number 1 for the Foxes. And Kresge out there. And again, Kamara cannot handle. Looks like she might have the jitters a little bit.
Well, I do think that this is Kamara's first exposure to the MAAC tournament. Remember, she's coming from a junior college setting where she hasn't been here before. These Marist players, all others, have been here to get the sense of what it was like last year. So it may take her a game to get in stride.
Ryan likes to go to that right side of the cup. And Fairfield has stormed back to take a 6-5 lead.
And Fairfield going right at the heart of the defense, challenging Keller and Kamara in the inside.
Foxes beat Fairfield a couple times by double digits this year. And they've won 4 in a row against the Stags. Kresge dared to shoot, and they'll have her shoot all day, the Fairfield defense. Stags looking for their 13th win overall. That's Rice putting it to the floor.
And they're just going at the defense, challenging Marist's ability to defend against the drive.
Kamara, the cutter inside. She'll go to the free throw line very often because that's the kind of player she is. She takes the contact and usually hits a couple free throws and makes them pay each time.
Well, she's quick enough to get the ball off, even if she's hit and hit hard. And you see it. It's a hard foul. She goes up strong, and it looks like Candace Lindsay got a piece of her before she went down.
So Lindsay, fresh into the game, picks up the personal, 3rd on the team.
You see Fairfield here, Ryan just looking inside, putting the shoulder down and going after it. And I think that the game plan appears to be go at the heart of the defense, make sure we challenge Keller and Kamara, see if we can get them into foul trouble.
It's almost like football. They say run right at the defensive end instead of trying to run around them.
And make them pay for it.
McManus and Ryan. McManus, 3rd opportunity.
For a player her size, she's tough as nails in there. She gets after that offensive rebound.
You can tell she's played some street ball.
Sure has. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we see her out there for 40 minutes because today it's do or die for this Fairfield team. You see it here. You know, she wanted the steal, didn't get it. Wanted the call, didn't get it. Ball stays in Marist's hands.
You said you wouldn't be surprised if McManus played all 40.
Absolutely.
She only played 45 yesterday.
There you go. You're not taking her out of the game, that's for sure. I don't think she wants to come out. She doesn't want her career to be over.
Sarah Smurdell has checked in. One of the freshmen out of the Ohio region, wearing number 50. So they get bigger. They take out Kamara. Shot clock is down to 5. Minard trying to run it up. Didn't draw glass. They got a shot clock violation.
Well, we're seeing Marist make mistakes, Dean, that they've not made all year long. And perhaps it is having a target on your back and everything to lose coming into this tournament. We're winning it is almost a relief as opposed to a celebration. Really weighs heavily on players' shoulders.
Fairfield has won the tournament several times, 3 to be exact. They've been in the semifinals in double-digit times. Of course, it's been a program that's been with the MAAC all 24 years.
She's very patient right now. The Stags moving the ball around.
Milking the shot clock down. Rice getting a piece was Keller. She's ranked to the top 5 in all-time blocks in Marist history. Vetter, the lefty, bangs her second triple of the ball game.
Marist had not hit a field goal in the last 5 attempts, so needed that 3 to feel good about it shooting.
Vetter shooting 38% outside the 19-9 region.
Fairfield doing a good job trying to stretch the defense.
Going side to side, kick called against Kresge. They had a tough start to the season, Cecilia, opening 2 up and 8 down, but they've turned it around in recent times, winning 7 of their last 11.
Well, they also, remember, play some very difficult opponents early on. Diane's strategy has always been play the best, find out what we are, and then go after it, not worrying too much about the wins and losses. And if Fairfield were to take this today and get into the tournament, you see it. You talk about turnarounds. You know, Marist started out 0-3 in January. They're last in the MAAC. Turn around on January 10th, the next ball game against Iona, they end up winning 15 straight. So anything's possible in this game of basketball.
All the league competition too wide that time with the attempt by Ryan to get it inside. 9-7. Foxes have come back on the strength of a couple threes by Megan Vetter. And welcome back to our first semifinal of the day. Fairfield trailing Marist 9-7. Fidelis Care is proud to sponsor the Fidelis Care family section. Fidelis Care providing free or low-cost health insurance to all New Yorkers through the Child and Family Health Plus programs. One of the keys coming in today, Sia, was Fifi Kamara, averaging a team-leading 15.7 today. She's only got the 1 digit on the board.
Well, you know, this is her first go-around in the MAAC tournament, and she's just had 1 free throw and not had a field goal. Not taking a shot today, and just turned the ball over the second time.
She's had at least 3 turnovers here in the first half. Rice coming the other way, makes it pay.
And Fairfield, is, as you say, is making them pay when they turn the basketball over.
Nikki Flores checking in, a freshman out of the Jersey area for the runner. She made the MAAC All-Rookie team. It's one of her nifty moves on the baseline.
Well, she just reminds me, do you remember Lindsay Gonzalez at St. Peter's? I think she could be her younger sister. She plays with such great enthusiasm, has all the moves of that quick, gutty guard.
She helps back up Kresge, gives her a blow every once in a while. They've got a lot of talent coming off that bench for Lady Red Fox. Lindsay, runner on Keller. Challenge Keller.
And Lindsay stepping up, you know, has been playing the 6th player role, got in the game much earlier because Kathy Dash got in that quick foul trouble. So Lindsay stepping up and doing a terrific job against Kamara.
Well, one of the problems for Marist is that Fifi Kamara can't hold on to the round ball. She has 3 of their turnovers, so they settle for outside, and Kresge nails one. And I talked about Kresge, not a great shooter from the outside, but in threes, he's actually a better shooter.
Well, I'll tell you, this Marist team now is 3 for 4 unofficially from the 3-point line, so that they're doing a pretty good job not shooting very well through the season at the 3-point line today.
There's a launch by Ryan, drawing air. Rice put back. Fell in.
And Rice, another one of those good-looking freshmen in the league, member of the all-rookie team that everybody's excited about at Fairfield.
Rice getting a lot of playing time because fellow freshman Mika Wirtz left the team late stages of the year. That's a 2-pointer by Fifi Kamara, her first field goal at the 9:40 mark of the first half.
Well, she has that look in her eyes as if to say, you know what, you're not going to keep me down that long, folks.
I'm an all-conference player.
Right, exactly. I'm first team here, folks.
I hear the broadcasters getting on me a little bit. Tangle between Kamara and Prodrug is signaled on a foul.
You know, Kamara has really struggled. Again, we talked about her having the first basket, the things that she doesn't do naturally. She responds, and the second here, she just steps up, says, you know, I might have had a bad minute, but I'm not going to have a bad hour, so I'm back.
We just saw their 2 frontline players step out and nail 16-foot shots.
Well, that's one of the things that they can hurt you with. They're not just good inside. They can shoot 16-footers. They can shoot 3-pointers.
5-point advantage for Marist. Keller brings it away. Whipping in for Kamara. They try to work the inside-outside game. The official appealing for help off the deflection. It is Fairfield basketball.
You know, the things that Marist does very well is they've got two big players that when you collapse on the inside, they have the good passing skills to catch players in their team free on the outside. So between the two of them, you really can't double team anywhere. They'll make you pay for it.
Rice teaming in the back row with McManus up front. They've got Lindsay along with Ryan, and Katie Hammer is checked back in. Shot clock dwindles. Hammer posting on Keller. And there's a good position rebound by Keller.
Well, Keller does such a good job altering shots because her wingspan is so much longer than her size.
Down in the box for Keller.
Doing it on both ends, Keller. Just amazing improvement in her career. Watching her from a freshman to a senior year, she's just improved dramatically. Done a great job for this Marist team.
Last year she was the 6th player of the year in the MAAC. This year she elevated up to the first team all-conference honors. Rice open look. Lindsay. And Lindsay clears it up as she kind of scooted by that time Flores.
Well, you know, this Fairfield team, Dean, does a nice job on the offensive boards. When they rebound well, they're usually very successful. They have to be careful here now because Marist's starting to look as if they're getting in the groove. They don't want this 5-point lead to get any larger than it is.
It's all about that inside-outside game, Cecilia. There's Kamara with a little shake. She's starting to rattle and roll.
Yeah, and you know, you have to defend her as you were a point guard at the foul line. And defense against her is difficult. And again, the defensive player, Kathy Dash, 2 fouls, is sitting at the scores table now trying to get back in the ball game.
Went out with 2:47 off the game clock in the first half with her second personal foul. Dusky pushing tempo. Good look for Keller. Better be over the back.
Better knew she had was going to get that call. She knew it was really not the kind of move that she wanted to make and did.
6 minutes and 54 seconds remaining. They've gone inside. They've gone outside. The Foxes have jumped out by 7 on the MAAC television network. And to find out more about our MAAC basketball website, go online to www.maacsports.com. The newly redesigned site offers the most current and up-to-date information about your favorite MAAC teams and players. Again, that is MAAC basketball at www.maacsports.com. Semifinal action here in Buffalo. Foxes over Fairfield, 22-15. Marist has come up with an 8-2 run after leading just 14-13 at one point.
And now Fairfield is elected to put Dash back in the game, even though she's playing with 2.
Gretzky's got her second foul.
Two people on both teams that no one wants to have sitting on the bench. Syria in the game now, good-looking Frenchman from Massachusetts for Fairfield. She's got a great future ahead of her, and she's going to try to slow down Keller's run a little bit. Both Kamara and Keller are starting to pound the ball inside, being exceptionally successful here.
Fairfield as a team shoots the 4th best average in the MAAC at 71.7%. Kresge exits. Laura Whitney, seldom used senior, coming in now, 5'9" from Warminster, Pennsylvania.
And Marist, not known for being a great shooting team from the floor, has already shot 60% today and is shooting 3 for 5 from the foul line at 60%. So the defense may have brought them here, but their offense seems to be moving on all cylinders right now.
Deep one off the mark by Whitney. Kamara tracked it down. Vetter's been hot today. Keller's got another offensive opportunity.
You can't let Marist get to the boards 3 times on you. They're going to come up soon with a shot, and they do.
Check these numbers out on Kristen Keller. 8.7 boards in 8 minutes of action.
They've tried a number of different people on her. Dash is on her now. Dash has to be careful on the defensive end, and they've tried Syria on her as well.
Here's McManus. There's the toss ahead for Keller. And it goes off the leg there of Kamara. And with 5:40 remaining, they call the violation on Marist. Let's go over to the third member of our broadcast crew, Dave McGarity, talking about Fifi Kamara.
Thanks, Dean. Yeah, it's interesting with Fifi. She has set a Marist record this year with double-doubles. She has 14 overall, 13 of those in MAAC games, but she did not have one of those versus Fairfield in the first two meetings. And I think a big part of that has been the ability of Kathy Dash to match up. And as we see, Dash is back in the game with 2 fouls, and that's really, really dangerous. But right now, the combination of Keller and Kamara, who were 2 of the top 3 vote getters for Player of the Year and all in the first team, along with Eva Cunningham, are really taking this game over. So back to you, Cecilia and Dean.
All right, thanks, Dave. Laura Whitney picking up the personal foul. The bucket counts with 1 coming the way of Lindsay. Lindsay living out.
Dave McGarity had hit the nail right on the head. At the start of the game, we talked a little bit with the Fairfield coaching staff, and their response was, if we can keep Kathy Dash in the court, we can keep Kamara's numbers down. And without her in the court, Kamara will take them to task.
Tip from behind, and Kamara comes up with it. Well, Dash sat out about 12 minutes of action. The Foxes with a late spurt here, and another knockdown by Keller. She's got double digits already here in the first half. Marist by 7.
And she's 7 rebounds as well, so she's on her way to a double-double. And Marist struggling a little bit, and Keller really picking up the slack.
Here's Dash trying to get physical. 3-second violation on the Stags. Pick up on Dave's point. Kamara with the 14 double-doubles, and you back it up with another 3 from Keller. They led the league in that category.
Just incredible what they've been able to do side by side. You know, how many teams have the strength inside to put 2 post players who can stop this kind of play?
Better challenge that time. And there is little Nikki Flores looking to clean up.
And just, you know, everybody goes to the boards on this Marist team. They just work so hard to get the basketball. Fairfield's in a situation now, down by 7, could be down by 9 at the end of these 2. They can't let this game get into double digits. Marist starts relaxing, the game might be over.
First one on Lindsay, and it is the 5th on the team. And Flores on the year has made a team leading 75.5% from the free throw line.
Well, she really hustles. You take a look. She comes from nowhere, gets the basketball. There's no way she had a shot, but she made sure she was hit so the official would get her to the foul line.
They didn't see her. She's so tiny.
I'll tell you, she's going to be a good one. She's got spunk about her. She plays hard, and she can find the basket.
She goes 1 for 2 at the line. If there's an Achilles heel with this Marist team, their free throw percent has just been awful this year. Number 10 in the MAAC at 64.5%.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, in a close ball game, Dean, they'll pull the shack on her, and, you know, they'll hit everybody and make them win the game from the line. But it has to be a close ball game for that to happen. Marist hasn't been in many close ball games this year.
And a foul against a Marist member, Kamara, surrounding the Stag along with Keller as we head to break.
450 years of Jesuit tradition are woven into a Fairfield University education, an education characterized by academic excellence and service to the community. Fairfield's success is fostered by a caring faculty that knows their students as individuals. Located just an hour from New York City, Fairfield University combines a park-like campus conducive to learning with the city's cultural and career advantages. Fairfield University, where education reflects the challenges and opportunities of a changing world.
Marist 27, Fairfield 19, first semifinal of the day, and the New York State Lottery MAAC Scholar Athlete of the Year is Siena junior Lauren Serber of Sayville, New York. Winners are selected based on GPA, community participation, and good sportsmanship. The New York Lottery, supporting education since 1967, salutes Lauren Serber for her achievements. Grade point average at 3.69. She is an English education major, and again from Sayville, New York, and also was named the co-defensive player of the year this year, along with Elisa Kresge of Marist. Kathy Dash was the one that was fouled. As she makes it.
Now, Dash was selected third-team All-MAAC, and, you know, she's a double-digit scorer for Fairfield. Of course, she's been sitting on the bench and hasn't been able to help them very much, so it'd be nice to see her get in the groove.
Kathy Dash entering play today with 1,030 career points. She makes a couple. That was Marist's 17th foul of the half.
And Fairfield trying to change the tempo a little bit. Marist has had its way in the way that it wants to play, and Fairfield's picked them up in a three-quarters, slowing down a little bit.
We were tied at 11 at one point, and then Marist went on a 16-8 run to jump out. Those two free throws will help Fairfield, but there's Keller.
And there's what happens when you double team a player of Tamara's ability. She's a good passer, finds Keller, so it becomes a 1-2 punch again.
So Keller already in double digits and already very close to a double-double.
Having a whale of a ball game.
Dash on the runner. She got physical that time.
Well, Dash is stepping it up a little bit. Has to be careful now with just 3 and change that she doesn't pick up her third in the game. Fairfield keeping it within 5 is still striking distance.
Dash has scored their last 4 points. She was scoreless before she made those 2 free throws in that runner. 6-point Marist lead, under 3 left here first half. Flores brought it down, shuffled.
And Flores, again, you know, she's smart enough as a small guard to go after the 3-point. You see that Kamara in the inside, you know, double teaming, dropping it down, Keller her in the right place. Always seems to know where her other half is, and the 2 of them are just playing as if they're one person right now.
They should have a stat for times on the floor, because I'll tell you what, Kamara is on there a lot. And there's McManus and Flores getting on the floor together. Arrow gives it right back to the Stags.
Well, Stags hanging around, not going away. You know, they're down by 6. They can cut it to 4, and if they go in this halftime down by just 5 points, they're in good shape.
McManus has been quiet, and she'll let one go from deep. Good clear out that time by Christine Hine. She bodied off one of the Stags and allowed another member to come back and get the rebound. Head fake by Kamara using window. Was it planned, Cecilia?
I'll tell you what, she looked like Larry Bird the way she kissed off the glass. You don't see that happen too much now, but maybe she did, and it looked great.
You think it was her intention, truly? Inside runner Lindsay.
And she alters the shot on the other end, so whatever jitters Kamara was feeling, they're over.
Trail, better. Third triple. She got a nice left-hand stroke, and the Foxes expand to an 11-point lead. Fairfield forced to call their second time out of the half.
And that's their 4th three-pointer and 9 attempts. So they're shooting close to 50%, and they're not known for being a great shooting team. So they're a great defensive team all year, and they're bringing their A game in on the offense to the tournament.
It just seemed the defense sloughed so much to the baseline. They didn't appreciate what Marist was going to do on the outside. And why shouldn't they? I mean, Marist is knocking down the outside jumpers today.
It's been all Kristen Keller in the first half. She's making catches, laying it off the glass. In the inside, she's just been everywhere doing everything. Her and Kamara are the 1-2 punch that Marist has had all year, and they're just coming to play. It's all Marist on the inside. She's got 12 points, and at the half, she's almost in a double-double, shooting 6 of 8 from the floor. You think she's ready to play in the tournament?
I'll tell you what, she's your All-American girl, Division I second-team academic All-American, and yesterday at the award ceremony was given the MAAC Humanitarian Award as well.
Well, she does it all, and, you know, she makes you feel good about young people. And just, you know, all the things that she can do and the way she brings them to the court.
Stags are down by double digits. McManus stepping out. And the trip is called.
Yeah, Flores didn't mean to, but she caught her as she went by, and McManus will end up in a one-on-one situation. McManus, a good foul shooter. This foul shooting situation, if they can get it down, you know, Fairfield can score some points at the line in one-on-one. So with 112, if they can get it to a 7 or 8 point lead, they'll be okay. You see it here. She takes it, and Flores just catches her with a toe. Of course, Flores didn't think she did, and the official was right there with it.
Well, one of the keys to the game is that McManus has not knocked down a field goal here in the ballgame. That's only her second point, and both have come courtesy of the free stripe. And again, when your leading scorer hasn't put one in the hole, and there's only 1:12 left in the half, you might be in trouble. Lindsay, though, the putback.
Well, remember now, McManus has had 25 in the last 2 ball games. So Fairfield looking strong when she's putting some points on the board. Hasn't been able to get shots today. Marist doing a good job on the defense.
Is that 45 minutes of activity starting to get to her a little bit?
Oh, I don't know. She hasn't had shots, Dean. I mean, in the shots that she had, they're not makeable shots. So credit Marist for really shutting her down.
But if you're tired, it's hard to run off screens and get open as well.
You know, I think when you're 20 years old, you're just not tired.
Yeah. More mental than anything.
Absolutely.
Saved by Hines. Only 3 on the shot clock. And it is Rice to lead out. Foxes come away with it after a golden opportunity missed by Rice.
And with 26 seconds left, I would imagine that Marist will pull it out. Fairfield is 8 for 27 in this stretch. Marist going for the last shot, perhaps up by 13 at the end, or 12 or 10. Double digits is where they want it to be. Fairfield's going to sit back and really challenge them.
Nice screen by Kamara. Step back Flores. Here's Hine aiming it up. Christine Hine, right place, right time. And the Foxes head to the locker room with a 12-point advantage. 36-24. Kristen Keller, giving them all kinds of offense as well as a lot of glass eating, was the star of that first half for the Red Foxes, looking to defend their crown. 21-6, the 2004 MAAC champion of a year ago. So as Keller heads out to the locker room, it looked a little dicey early going. Marist jumped out 5-0. Fairfield takes a quick timeout. Then Fairfield got their act together, came out. They regained the lead. And then the Foxes with a big run at the end. Let's head over to the third member of our broadcast crew, Dave McGarity.
Thanks a lot, Dean. I'm here with Coach Georges. I felt, Brian, you did a tremendous job getting the ball down the floor, and their defense and transition was very shaky.
Well, they played a 45-minute game yesterday, and they're a little tired. And we had a lot of success in both of our games with them this year, pushing the ball. So, I mean, we've gotten a lot of good jump shots. We haven't gotten layups, but we've gotten a lot of good jump shots and three-point shots off the secondary break with Megan Vetter. So we've done a great job pushing the ball. We got to do a little better job rebounding the basketball.
Well, I thought Keller just did a great job getting down the floor, whether she was rebounding or as a secondary break situation. She got open, but they really moved the ball around. And defensively, you really did a great job, I think, on the flip side, getting back.
Yeah, well, that's usually our bread and butter is our transition defense. And I thought we did a good job of it, but Keller and Fifi are going to draw a crowd, and what that's done is that it's allowed guards to be open for perimeter shots, and we were worried about shooting with the depth perception here, but so far we've done a pretty good job.
Good luck in the second half, Brian. Take care. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Dave. Big explosion by the Foxes. The tail end of the first half, they lead by double digits, 36-24. More of our halftime scheduled after this break on the MAAC Television Network.
Family. It's what the MAAC and Special Olympics are all about. Working together to overcome obstacles, braving new challenges, achieving goals, and exceeding expectations. The MAAC and Special Olympics, teammates promoting the true spirit of competition.
And good afternoon once again from Buffalo, New York. 36-24 first semifinal of the day. Foxes are the defending champs of the MAAC. Stags came in the number 4 seed. There's a look at the numbers. And Cecilia got to go down as 2 lines and over to the right. Foxes knocking down 4 of 10 on the threes, and Fairfield still in search of their first.
I'll tell you, Marist not known for its three-point percentage, but today they're putting on a clinic on the offense. They're just doing it all. You take that, and you take that Keller is stepped up, and McManus hasn't found her way today offensively, and there's all good reasons for the double-digit lead.
Our halftime numbers brought to you by FYE for your entertainment, music, movies, games, and more. Here's Keller. Lost it on the way up. Keller again had the 12 points, the 9 boards in that first half. Marist shot 53.6% from the field. That's a key number because both Marist and Fairfield tied for 7th in the league. Only 38% accuracy from the field. There's a runner by Dash. And oh, that could have been crucial. She got near an offensive foul.
She sure did, but it seems as if Dash has come out really rare in the play. And, you know, if she steps up and McManus finds the handle, then Fairfield can get themselves back in this game and make a real run at this.
Dash plagued by foul problems in the early going. Played only 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Had to go to the bench with 2 fouls. That one steered wide. And a foul on Megan Vetter.
And again, Dash involved in all of this. So you see what they have to do in this half is Dash is taking it to them. She got a little lucky there because the official could have been in position to call. Dash is the aggressive kind of player that's in foul trouble a good amount of times. She has to be in this court on this court if Fairfield's going to make a run at Marist.
Well, Marist's best outside shooter just picked up her 3rd foul, Megan Vetter. She knocked down 3 triples in that first half.
Fairfield's best shooter, McManus, has not found a field goal today.
0 for 7 from the field in that first half. 2 points came courtesy of the free throw line. Rice stumbling, and the Foxes come away. That's Vetter looking for Kamara. Up fake Kamara. Follows her own miss. And the save.
Hammer did a nice job keeping that ball in play.
McManus led them in scoring yesterday in the 1-point win against Siena with the 25 points. And he reiterates he played all 45 minutes in that ball game.
I'll tell you what, Vetter is doing a terrific job in McManus. They're switching back and forth on her, giving her different looks. And Velarde and she are really playing the game that Coach wants her to.
Kristen Keller has a double-double with that rebound right there. 10 boards along with 12 points. She's trying to add more.
She's ready to play.
Yeah, she's come out hungry here in the second half. Took her first few shots.
Well, you know, she's 6+ and she's beating the guards down the court. I mean, come on, it's all about her running. She's rebounding and running and really making a difference on the other end.
Kresge and McManus going for it. Kresge comes away the winner. Elisa Kresge, 5'7" sophomore from Holmdel, New Jersey. Kamara, Velarde, an infrequent shot for her.
And Keller again on the glass. You know, Keller is playing the kind of game that she's either leading the break, keeping the ball on the alive on the glass, rejecting a shot, or scoring it. How are you going to stop that? Someone's got to step up and get her momentum a little changed.
Average 14.7 on the season. And
She's
already
16
got
points
16.
and 11 rebounds.
There's Rice. Fairfield down by 14. That's Marist's biggest margin of a lead. There's some pounding inside, and the foul is going against the Stags. That's Kathy Dash picking up her 3rd foul.
You look on this and you see Keller, and the reason she's been where she is today is she's running the lanes, always looking for the basketball. On the other end, she's getting pushed under. She reaches up and over Hammer, can't pull it down. She puts it in. So far, she's got MVP numbers working all over the place. And Dash has picked up her 3rd foul on the offensive end. Scary time for the Stags.
Here's Keller. But Drug from behind may have gotten her.
And Keller's going to the foul line. Now she's not just taking 3-point shots. She's not just rebounding. She's beginning to put the ball down and drive to the basket like a guard. You can take a look at her points, but her percentage is 8 for 12 from the floor. Pretty phenomenal.
67%.
Whoa. And they're not shots that are necessarily layups. She's taking some 15, 16-footers.
Keller this year, 7 times scored 20 or more.
And defensively, you know, Dash is limited because if she goes in and tries to help and picks up her foot. So now, right now, what you see, Kamara and Keller will take the ball to her on every possession until she starts to play defense.
And you know Bryant George has got that message to him during the break.
Absolutely.
McManus. And Dash dipping in. She's just forcing that.
And Dash is going to pick up her foot soon because you can see the frustration in the way that she's moving.
Kresge in the open court. McManus had a near theft. Here's Keller from the corner. She's doing it all today.
Well, just give her the basketball, put her name on it, because the game right now has got a chance to get out of hand. Keller has 19 points and 11 boards in the stretch.
And we've only played 3:59 into the second half.
Yeah, she's putting up the kind of numbers that she may break her own personal records.
Fairfield calls for his third timeout. Kristen Keller
And there
has
is
been
just
inside and outside.
And there hasn't been an answer. Fairfield has not found an answer on defense as to who can play against her. Remember, Keller played behind Maureen McGarity.
Yes.
And, you know, Maureen McGarity was a great player. And remember, too, kudos to Maureen McGarity, because today is Maureen's birthday. What a present for Keller to give her a big win, somebody who played in her shadow.
Well, let's go over to the proud papa of Maureen McGarity, Dave McGarity.
Thanks, Dean. I appreciate that. You know, it's interesting with Maureen. Being born when we were in the middle of a playoff game back in 1981. It was her birthday, and we were playing the University of Richmond, so she obviously was born into a basketball background, and unfortunately for her, throughout her life, she's always had her birthday on a very big day. It was either a playoff game or some sort of a basketball game, but last year she broke a streak and got into the NCAA, I think, with the win on the semifinals in the MAAC to go on to the NCAA tournament. But what a great day that Kristen Keller's having. And as you said, Maureen and Kristen have played all through high school, won state championships together, and it's just it's really nice for both of them to be able to share not only in last year's NCAA tournament, but the run that they've had this year, looking like they're on their way to their 16th consecutive win. So back to you, Dean and Cecilia.
Thanks, Dave. It's a tremendous storyline when you think about it. Maureen McGarity, Kristen Keller, Kristen Velarde, Brian Georges, all playing together at Lourdes High School, all ending up at Marist College, maybe a mile and a half down the road.
Absolutely. And coming together to do just incredible things on the basketball court. And the best is really yet to come for this Marist team.
Tip away, Kamara. She is in the top 5 in the league in steals as well. That's her 58th of the year.
Kamara doesn't have to have a big day today with the way that Keller is playing. So it's a good day for Kamara to get the jitters out of tournament play. You know, we had that feature that talked about her only playing organized ball for 5 seasons. This is all really new to her.
And it's her first year in D1 basketball. She played at Genesee Junior College.
Absolutely. She comes into this arena. She sees the crowd. She hears the band. There's no way that hasn't affected her. So what a day for Keller to step up and lead so that Kamara, if all goes according to plan, in tomorrow's game won't even be fazed by what's around her.
Keller giving up for her fellow teammate Kamara. So she's scoring, she's rebounding, she's assisting.
And they have not found an answer. They've put Padrug, they've had Dash, they've had Rice, they've had all of the players that they could possibly shake up against or hammer her, and Keller's just continued to pound the ball inside or score from the outside. So you see Kamara in here getting the pass from Keller, putting it up soft off the glass. And we talk, you know, she's been quiet today, but they don't need her to be on fire. So right now we're taking a look at Marist being up by 19.
Marist led at the break, 36-24. They've exploded here in the second half to take a 19-point lead. As you see the Stag here at the HSBC Arena, trying to get its team back into the flow of this game. And McManus has just had a hard afternoon. She was 0 for 7 from the field in that first half, 2 of 4 at the free throw line for her only 2 points.
Well, you know, sometimes players can want things too badly, and you know, your adrenaline rush gets so high that it throws you off. And I think that that's happened to both Dash and McManus today. Sometimes you can play too tight, and you can want something so badly that it affects your play.
Rice had it knocked away by Udak. Dash double pumping. And Velarde for the rebound.
And Dash going after things right now really recklessly. She's going after the ball when it's in a position where she could put herself in foul trouble. She has to be careful, because if Fairfield can pull something off magically, it'll be with Dash in there, not with Dash sitting on the bench.
You know, UDAP coming in wearing number 4 for the Foxes, the 11th player to get on the court today for Brian George's group.
You know, he's rested a lot of people, but he hasn't rested Keller very much. He's been out maybe 2 minutes, and it might be because she's having the kind of day, boy, that you just don't want to stop if you're a coach, and you don't want her to cool off. You want her to have a great day, because tomorrow she'll find a way to play another 40 if she has to.
Yep. Dash took it across the baseline. Keep in mind, Marist at the MAAC plays 2 games in this tournament. This is their first game of the tournament.
Yeah, you see the frustration on all of the Fairfield players' faces, and you see the frustration, I think, in Dash and McManus's play.
They are just pouring it on right now. Nikki Flores banging a 3 out of the Immaculate Heart Academy. They won a state championship down in the New Jersey area last year. She comes from Montvale.
Everything is difficult for Fairfield right now. Everything is with added effort, and nothing is difficult for Marist being up by 20 at this point in the ball game. By almost 20, by 22.
Another throwaway. Flores team in the backcourt with Kresge. And Dash comes away. And a reach in there. You know, we highlighted the frontline players in Kamara and Keller, but how about this backcourt as well, as we get another look?
You take a look at the backcourt. You talk about the backcourt. Flores, Vetter, Velarde. They're all over the place. Kresge, I mean, every time the ball goes up the court, you've got a guard chasing it, ready to tap it away. And that's the kind of aggressive defense that Marist has been noted for. What they haven't been noted for was their offensive prowess. And today, Dean, they're putting an offensive clinic on.
So Jug having problems. I should say Katie Hammer having problems inside that time. And you're right, Seal. It is a clinic.
They're moving the basketball from side, top side. They're getting the ball in the hot players' hands. They're not forcing shots. They're rebounding. There's not much else you could ask a team to do on the offensive end.
Kresge went hard on the deck, but she's okay. Draws the 2-shot foul. Everybody talks about Marist's defense, number 3 in the nation entering play today, giving up only 51.3 a game. We're pretty impressed with their offense today. They posted 48.
Well, you know, the defense isn't what we're watching today. We're watching this offensive machine that's already scored 48 points with 12 minutes to go, but shooting 40-plus from the floor. Hard fouls happening now, and this is where Marist has to be careful, because Fairfield is so frustrated right now that you're hoping kids will stay in control and not do something that would put another player at risk. So I would be surprised if the tempo of the game doesn't slow down a little bit. They stop driving to the basket, and they just start playing a different tempo of basketball to keep kids healthy and safe.
Well, Coach George is electing to pull Keller for the time being. He's got Sarah Smerdell in there as well.
And Fairfield just shooting 25% from the floor today.
And their shots lately just haven't been good ones. Dash came back the other way. And Kresge always around the basketball. Impeded there by Lindsay at midcourt.
And they just look to run, boy. Kresge does such a nice job. She sets the tempo. She's sort of the steady Eddie of this team, always aware of what goes on. Either she's playing point or she's playing the 2-guard, always handling.
She cut her teeth behind the legs of Nino Vecchio, who was a very good player for Marist over a 4-year period, graduated last year, but she got a good time as a freshman, backing her up. Very similar scenario as to now Flores helping out with Kresge.
And, you know, they'll be better for it, because there are times when a guard matches up better against an opponent than another, and she's doing it right now. So you take a look, and with 11 minutes left, Fairfield has to find a way to change the outcome.
All Marist here in the second half of our first semifinal today. Marist 49, Fairfield 26. Now here's the Broadway marketing mind-bending trivia question. Who holds the MAAC tournament record for the most points scored in a single tournament? It was a few years back. You think about it, and we'll get back to you with the answer in just a little bit. Broadway marketing, mind-bending branded solutions. Marist, Niagara, Ryder, could it be somebody in that mix? We'll let you know in just a little bit. Foxes allowed Fairfield to score the first 2 points in the second half. Since that time, they've run off 13 unanswered points.
And they've just put this game out of reach. And unless Fairfield finds a three-point range and starts to shoot some incredible percentages, they're not going to be playing tomorrow afternoon.
Foxes had 10 first-half turnovers. That's their first here in the second half. They really cut that margin down. Those numbers are not pretty. 1 for 12 for the Stags. Make it 1 for 13 on that miss.
Yeah, it wouldn't be so terrible if Marist wasn't shooting a phenomenal percentage.
Bob inside Smerdell off the assist by Flores. Ms. Kamara enjoying it from the bench.
Well, now they can relax a little bit. Keller and Kamara sitting side by side, really enjoying the rest of the day.
Walk there against Ryan. And the Stags are becoming unglued.
They're finding everybody in the court, though. Flores looking down, laying it up, finishing it off. It's been all Marist all the time. You see the bench responding to it, everybody enjoying it. Fifi Kamara nearly hits Maureen McGarity on
She's
her birthday.
Saying it's my birthday. Back off.
And Fairfield struggling so much everywhere. They are 1 for 12 from three-point line, shooting 8% for the ball game.
Christine Hine out there with Smerdell, Flores, Udath, and Minter brought away by Smerdell. New opportunity for the Red Foxes. Look at the ball movement. Smerdell drawing the foul.
I'm impressed with what Marist does in the offensive glass. Smerdell makes that pass to Udoff from the foul line and sprints down to the opposite block when Udoff has the miss and is able to grab possession of the basketball, put it back up, end up getting fouled. Now that's just good, smart, hard offensive glass play. They're all doing it. Kamara does it, Keller does it, Udaff does it, and Smerdell does it. This is a nice group of big people.
Well, you get Udath and Smerdell out there. They're both from the same hometown, Mentor, Ohio. Played at different high schools. I'll tell you what, Brian Georges likes to go Ohio. He's brought in quite a few players from that region.
But they've done well by him. They've got some young kids that show signs of being able to pick up the mantle of Keller. Smerdell is a really nice player. And Udoff shows signs of being a really athletic, big player.
Udath brings it down. Out there with Flores now, running it at the point. Christine Hine had a day to think about. It is now 56-26, a 30-point differential. Another Stag timeout.
And they now are 6 for 12 from three-point land, shooting 50% on the day and 51% from the floor. They have a 20-0 run in the last 7 minutes of play. How are you going to stop that?
You can't. Marist shot 32.5% in the regular season on threes. Fifth best in the MAAC. And with this big run, Fairfield came back to cut it to a 10-point deficit with the first basket of the second half. Since that time, Foxes on the 20-0 run. Well, we had asked you earlier about our Broadway marketing mind-bending trivia question. Who holds the MAAC tournament record for the most points scored in a single tournament? Well, that banner might give it away a little bit from Loyola, Patty Stoffi. 99 points in 3 days. It's not too bad. Back in '94, averaged 33 a game. Broadway marketing mind-bending branded solutions. Kristen Keller still sitting on that bench along with Fifi Kamara, and that might be the day for them. I don't know. There's still 10 minutes left.
Well, I don't think that there's a reason for them to go back in if Coach feels as if he wants to save them and be rested and run against either Canisius or Niagara tomorrow. And remember, the Canisius-Marist game last season was a just run festival. So Perhaps coach is thinking that, today's preparation, tomorrow's preparation has already started for him.
You can tell the team chemistry is excellent. That bench is up every time one of the subs puts one home.
And not just that, but they clap in unison. they have a rhythm. It looks as if they've practiced clapping, Dean.
I think it is part of his regimen.
There you go.
Brian George's dash draws the foul. 32-point advantage with 9:21 remaining here in the second half.
What a difference. You look at the Fairfield bench, there's not a smile among them. On the court, McManus has just struggled, so you hate to see her end her career the way that she is. She's 0 for 10. Dash is struggling. Nothing good has happened for Fairfield after that first basket of the second half. They've just not been able to make a thing happen.
So Marist's 22-0 run finally ends. Stags bury a couple at the free throw line, but it's still a 30-point difference in the ballgame.
And now Marist using players we haven't seen before. Minter is in. Swerdell, of course, has been in for a little while. I'll tell you, those big kids practice this shooting because you're not looking that comfortable at 16 feet unless you've done a lot of it at practice.
Her claim to fame is her cousin Dave Herman played guard for the New York Jets in the NFL. You can see she's got some size in her family. Very good student as well. In high school days, summa cum laude graduate.
And Marist is again off to the races if it's choose to. The big players run down the court, spot up, take shots.
Clear there by Lindsay. Fairfield suffering his 4th consecutive losing season, and finally McManus gets one to go down here in the second half.
Well, she has to feel tremendous relief just to have that basket go in because down by 30, the first field goal of her of the day for her are so unlike what she's been doing all season long.
She had misfired on her first 10 shots. Put back, Smerdell. And the clock malfunction, obviously, here with the clock going off during a transitional period. And the officials confirm they're going to straighten out as we head to break. Foxes here in Buffalo lead by 30 with 7:56 left here in regulation. And you're watching the MAAC Television Network. Foxes on the season average 58.9. Well, they got 60 on the board, and we still got under 8 minutes remaining in this one. Get the latest MAAC news and scores sent right to your wireless phone. Sign up for the MAAC Verizon Wireless Coaches Corner at www.macsports.com. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you. Standard text messaging fees apply. Dave Bagherity, our third member of our broadcast crew today, has some thoughts on Diane Nolan.
Thanks, Dean. Obviously, it's been a long day for Coach Nolan. She came into this game with high hopes, coming off an up-and-down season. They were very inconsistent, but playing probably their best basketball in February. But when you look at Diane's career and obviously matched up with Brian George's co-coach of the year this year in the MAAC, last year's coach of the year, he's done an incredible job in his 3 years at the collegiate level after a great high school career. But you look at Diane Nolan's career, and I thought I was an old-timer. I mean, Diane Nolan's been a head coach for 31 years, and just an incredible array of awards and accomplishments during her career, taking Fairfield to 4 NCAA tournaments, 1 WNIT. She's been a 4-time MAAC Coach of the Year. A lot of people don't know this, but she started her career at St. Francis of Brooklyn back in 1974. And I have a history personally with Diane. I've known her a long time. Knew her brother, Drew Nolan, who was a great player at Temple University back when I was in high school in the Philly days. And Drew was a terrific player and had a great career at Temple. But Diane's very proud of her brother, but she's got to be proud of her career and what she's been able to do here. And 491 wins coming into today, and obviously looking for 500 as she enters her 32nd year next year. So back to you, Dean and Cecilia.
Well, you talk about the coach Nolan's legacy and her history in basketball. What few people know is that Diane's mother was a long-time high school coach, and she played for her mom in high school, and You know, I asked her once, she said she is so proud of being a basketball coach. She's just proud. That's who she is and what she is. She's a basketball coach. She's a teacher.
Diane Nolan was given the MAAC Career Achievement Award a couple years ago as well for her full service to the MAAC. 26 years, we mentioned. And another three by Nikki Flores. Everybody sharing the wealth today for the Marist team.
And they're just feeling so good right now that, you know, they just can't be stopped.
Or what do you do here, Seal? You just play it out, keep your starters on the bench?
Well, I think what, excuse me, what you have to do is you really have to keep teaching, and you have to bring your kids together and say, look, we're Fairfield. We are proud to wear the uniform of Fairfield. So go out and for the next 5 or 6 minutes, play like a champion. Don't worry about the score. Just play as hard as you can. Play proud, and let's learn. And I'm not sure that you sit your starters down, you know, like a Dash, like a McManus. You don't want them to go to the bench feeling as if that it's all over for them. Let them play it out on the court and give them the last couple of minutes. But, you know, they brought you a long way, and they may be frustrated and they may be hurting today, but let them play it out so it's not such a long ride home.
Final game of the career for Kathy Dash and Janelle McManus. And it's something they obviously will always remember the last time they were on the court, but like you said, at least have a good experience of trying hard at the end.
Well, you know, I've always said that, you know, victories, they come and go. What these kids will remember are all the friendships. You know, they'll remember the bus rides, they'll remember the laughter in the locker room, and as they get older and older and further from the game gets smaller, and their life with their teammates gets larger. And I think that every player that has had a good experience in college will tell you what they remember is the people that they played with and for.
Shannon Minter. Stags have it here in the final 5:24 of this one. Long lead for McManus.
That's been the story of the day. You can hear the clang. The threes, Marist is been on fire, shooting just under 50% from the floor. A team that doesn't take 18 in 3 games has taken 18 today, and of course Fairfield not being able to find the handle on it.
Nearly a third of Marist's points have come on the three-pointer. Foul there by Colasar. And Rice put it home. He gets a free one. Fairfield actually won a championship in this building back in 1998 against Loyola. They've won 3 MAAC titles. As Dave mentioned, and I know you're familiar with this story, to say that they also went to the NCAA in an at-large bid.
Yeah, in fact, on this court, Siena and Fairfield squared off for the championship, and Siena, Gunter Boschko at the time was the player of the year for Siena. Fairfield went on to lose it. It was an incredible game. They had a chance to win it. I remember it vividly, and they did not get the first seed, obviously, because Siena was going to the NC2As, but just a few days later heard that they got an at-large bid. That was just the first time that MAAC had sent 2 powerful teams to the NC2A. So they've been there a couple of ways.
Marist was picked in the preseason coaches poll to end up in the 3rd spot, and they won it by a game over Canisius. By the way, we'll have the Canisius Niagara second semifinal coming up immediately after this. This season, Balance Bar Food Company and the MAAC are promoting healthy lifestyles to its students, alumni, and fans. Here's today's tip. Do you order an appetizer with your food? Try a soup made with broth rather than those other high-calorie items. The Balance Bar family of nutritional products aims to aid in the passionate pursuit of everyday endeavors and activities by providing energies at last.
And again, you know, Diane Nolan continues to coach. There's just no way she's going to sit back and lean back on the chair and say this is over. It may be over in terms of the score, but a good number of these kids are coming back, and what she wants them to do is learn from the experience.
Here's today's MAAC women's brackets. They are brought to you by Pontiac. The first ever G6 from Pontiac is equipped with the most powerful standard V6 in its class. With action, anything is possible. Check out a G6 today at your local Pontiac dealer. Pontiac, official performance machines of the NCAA. Marist moving over to the right for the championship game tomorrow. The winner of our next game, Niagara and Canisius.
And of course, the Marist players, the starters, have had plenty of time to sit on the bench. Not a one of them has played. Fifi Kamara played 24 minutes, and Keller is 22. Vetter is 22. That's the end of it. So they're going to be rested and feeling good about it and ready to go. And I think that it's going to be a dogfight, Dean, in the next game, and that you'll see players perhaps playing 40 minutes in the ball game, where Marist goes back now, can watch a little bit and just rest.
Yeah, Marist hopes they compete hard in that one.
Well, Marist would love for it to go into overtime.
Minter came down with the basketball, and a travel is called, giving it back to the Stags. Brian George is still working the sideline. He wants a strong finish. They want that momentum to carry into the locker room and prepare for the championship game tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Here's Rice.
He just doesn't want them to let down. He doesn't want them to think that because they're up by 26, they have stopped playing the kind of basketball that they've been trademarked with, which is great defense, and today, offense that's getting it done.
On the end-line route there, the foul. Alexis Waters got hit. And there is Stephanie Ryan, a starter today, a freshman. She'll be back. And welcome back to Buffalo, New York, our first semifinal today. And it's been all Marist. They led at halftime 36-24. Came up with a big run, 22-0 run to start the second half after Fairfield had scored the first basket. And at the line, Alexis Waters, one of the freshmen from Lansing, Michigan. So Brian Georges, by all accounts, has played all but one player on his roster today.
Well, you know, the kids, the Marist kids, are just playing loose and relaxed. The starters are enjoying it, sitting back, and they're cheering for their team. They're watching it the whole way, and they've done everything right today, Dean. It's been Marist from the get-go. Fairfield made a run at them midway through the first half, but hasn't had a run at them the entire second half.
Laura Whitney touching up. And with this win today, Cecilia, 22nd for Marist, establishing a new school record. 21 was the record, the 81-82 season. And it'll be their 16th consecutive win.
Well, I have to believe that if they do not win the championship and it appears to be in the finals, that they would take a serious look at them for an at-large bid. But it would be hands down that they're going to the WNIT. There's just no way that's going to not happen. We've got a great game coming up next.
Yep, they'll be taking on the winner of the Niagara-Canisius game, immediately following on the MAAC television network. I want to talk to you about that. Marist's RPI as we entered play today. McManus puts one home. A little too late, but still a hard drive to the iron. Marist's RPI as we started this week, 82nd. Where's that put him in the NCAA?
Well, you know, it all depends on what teams, when they get into championship play, if the number one seed of the tournament were to lose in the stronger conferences, then, say, example, like a Big East school, then having then to go down to 2 or 3 as an invitation takes another spot. So it's all about what's happening. Unfortunately, the RPI is not strong enough. You know, it's not in the top 50. And if it's in the top 50, you get a serious look when you look at the number of teams that go. So, again, they'd have to be a little lucky. But they might. And what a frustrating day for Kathy Dash. Boy, she wanted this one and sat out in the first half, a good percentage of it, with 2 quick fouls. Aggressive player, very aggressive player. Good fouls called, but without her in the court, Fairfield's not going to do much damage, not this year.
Kathy Dash scoring over 1,000 career points and nearly 700 rebounds in her 4-year career playing for Diane Nolan. This copyrighted telecast of the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the MAAC and MAAC Properties, a division of Post Communications.
And you see the disappointment as Kathy Dash sits there. You know, with 9 points and 8 rebounds. She did it plagued with 4 fouls most of the game, and knows that if this team was going to go places, she and McManus had to come up big today, and they weren't able to.
Missed by Laura Whitney, but Alexis Waters keeping it. Duff looking for some points. And McManus now has it for the Stags with 2:25 remaining. She'll heave it quickly. Whitney for the clear for the Red Foxes. Out there with Minter, Duff, Colazar, and Waters.
So this will be the third time this year that Marist has had their way with Fairfield. Last couple of games that they played in regular season, Fairfield, got beat by double digits. Same thing's happening today. It's been all Marist start to finish.
Brian Georges has exhausted his bench. 15th player today to play. Aaron Ledger checking in out of Waterbury, Connecticut. And Katie Hammer, a senior for Diane Nolan, leaves as well from Springfield, Virginia. Foxes this year, as Lindsay attempts to run it up in a foul, had 2 great games against Canisius. 3-point games each time, and each one won at the other's home court. And meanwhile, against Niagara, the Foxes won both times.
Well, Canisius is one of those teams that can match the foot speed of Marist. So when you take a look at the better matchup, it's really about Marist maybe playing Canisius. Canisius certainly the number 2 seed.
Today's Pepsi player of the game, Kristen Keller. She had nearly a double-double in that first half. 19 and 12 her numbers. Inside-outside game was working to perfection.
She's doing it all, and she deserves the Pepsi player of the game. Boy, with the numbers that she put up today. I realize she did that in 20 minutes of play today.
Played half the game, had a double-double. So Mary Alice Duff puts one home. That is her first field goal of the season with 94 ticks left on the clock. That one falls in. First three-pointer by the Stags to go down here today with 1:25 remaining. The Foxes will improve to 22-6. They will have won 16 in a row. They finished first in the MAAC this year with a 15-3 regular season record. Waters had it knocked away by Perot. And that's a 3-second violation. But getting back to that scenario, if it were Marist and Canisius, if Canisius gets by Niagara, what a championship game that would be. It was a great one last year, a 2-point game.
A 2-point game last year with both teams having chances to win. McManus now, you can see the disappointment on her face going to the bench. Her career is over. What a wonderful career she's had at Fairfield.
Remember, she didn't play the full 4 years. She was at BC and still scored a career over 1,000 points.
Yeah, and she's been their emotional leader and their go-to player all since she's arrived.
Final minute of action from here at the HSBC Arena. As Janelle McManus finishes out of Bell Harbor, New York. Final time on the court in her college days. Stephanie Ryan. Colasar wraps it down for the Red Foxes. See if they just dribble this one out. Big win for Marist today, advancing to the championship game for the second consecutive year. As they won the MAAC regular season title, they go out with a lot of glory here in the semifinals with a win of 20 points. And that will do it. A jubilant cheerleading section from Poughkeepsie, New York. The band has been playing all day here for the Red Foxes as they meet and greet at the center line. Janelle McManus just didn't have it today. She missed her first 10 shots. She was the leading scorer just a day ago with 25 in the win against Siena. Kristen Keller with a double-double, played 20 minutes, racked up 19 points, and brought in 12 boards. Final count, Marist 69, Fairfield 49. Back with more after this on the MAAC Television Network.